Next here tonight, we have new reaction to a developing story in the city of Buffalo. The city now beginning the legal process to try and take over the Buffalo Grand Hotel. It's been empty since it was severely damaged by fire 3.5 years ago. City leaders criticizing the owner. Well, he fired back in an interview with 7 News, saying he felt blindsided. New here at 5:30 this evening, another important voice in all this. Earlier today, I talked one-on-one with the president and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara. One of the organization's jobs is really to bring in conventions and tourism to this region. But CEO Patrick Kaler told me today that that's been very difficult, considering this massive hotel has just been sitting there vacant and unavailable. Let me start by asking the significance of the hundreds of hotel rooms at the Buffalo Grand.
Yeah, so, even going back to when that property opened as a Hilton, evolved into the Adams Mark, and then eventually the Buffalo Grand Hotel, that property has had lots of significance within our community. Lots of big events taking place there on its own, lots of proms, weddings, as well as fundraisers and galas. But also those hotel rooms are so important for the meetings and conventions that Visit Buffalo Niagara lures to our community. And just to put it into context, without those rooms, those nearly 500 rooms, this year alone, in the first 6 months of 2025, we weren't able to even bid on over 20 pieces of business that would have brought future millions of dollars into our community.
And what makes up that gap? It takes a long time to bring new hotel rooms online, right?
It certainly does. So, and as we've talked about before, we do have a nice over 1,000 rooms within the downtown corridor, but meeting planners don't want to sign multiple contracts. So having under one roof that many hotel rooms is just really significant to the overall success of our community. And by having those offline, it's really, put one arm behind our back in our overall selling proposition. There are some that will, obviously sign multiple contracts. We've been very successful with a few state associations as well as national associations. But again, just to not even be able to bid on over 20 pieces of business just because of that hotel missing piece.
Basically, you can bring in smaller conventions, but when you need the capacity for a larger event, we just don't have it?
Exactly. So we've been doing very well with the conventions that we have been able to bring in, along with the amateur athletic events. But to have, maybe at least one major convention during our high season in the convention center is just very important to not only the hotels, but the overall tourism economy, with people going to restaurants, using different services such as motor coach transportation, decoration services at the convention center, as well as the restaurants and bars and everything else that people would do when they visit a destination.
I know you're familiar with the hotel industry. I mean, best case scenario here from the city's perspective is to bring in a new developer and try to turn this around and get those rooms open. But that seems like a long-term proposition, or is it not?
Well, that's one thing that Visit Buffalo Niagara is actually going to be working on starting in July. And this was something that I put into my business plan this year, was to do a market analysis and feasibility study of our overall hotel product and looking into the future. What do we need to keep competitive within our destination? This, I think, will help the city as far as their pursuing of a developer and operator for that property and what might take place. And I look forward to working with the administration on the future of this. So it's going to be a long time coming, I think, to get that property back up to speed to where it needs to be. Also, it needs to have an operator that truly understands Buffalo as a destination. The highs and lows of our peak season and our low season, understanding the different rates that will be necessary during those seasons. Also working with Visit Buffalo Niagara to secure those large pieces of business and being a partner with us. That's what it really comes down to, is, coming together as a community to market and sell Buffalo collectively as a great destination for meetings and conventions, leisure tourism, as well as sports tourism.
You're confident you can find that owner to be that partner?
Oh, I absolutely do. We have a great destination with so many opportunities. And like I said, we do have these many opportunities to bring some of these larger conventions into our destinations. We are constantly bringing in meeting planners into Buffalo, and they're very excited about what they see. Even though we do have one of the oldest convention centers in the country, they're excited about what they see with the improvements that have been made, with the comments that they hear from their counterparts that are hosting meetings and conventions here, the high marks that we get for our overall customer service and food quality. And so we are a very viable destination. We just need to have that room inventory to help us along the way.
Patrick Kaler, President and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara. I know you've been traveling. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael.